Hi everyone, welcome to Essy Cooks. In this video, we're going to be doing another 1 week, 1 hour high protein vegan meal prep. I know that's a lot. We're going to try to do this as fast as we possibly can. So we're going to have a lot of moving parts, but look at all this good stuff we made. I made 8 lunches, 4 for myself, 4 for my husband, a high protein oatmeal bake, and a 1-pot Moroccan couscous with chickpeas. So what I like to do is make my lunches and breakfast for the week. I also like to have protein smoothies, and look how good these taco salad jars look. Yum. These are made with tempeh, which is so delicious and high in protein. And then if you've been watching my channel, you know that I don't like to eat the same thing for dinner every single night. I like to mix it up, even though I'm fine with doing that for lunch and breakfast. So usually what I'll do is I'll make a big 1-pot batch of something, and I'll either freeze the rest or just have it for like 2 nights, maybe a Monday and a Wednesday, something like that. Mix it up. Okay, let's get started with the oatmeal bake. So this is a dump and bake oatmeal bake, which is so easy. We're going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. This is a banana bread flavor, so I'm going to add 2 large ripe bananas. If they're small, add 3. We're just going to mash those up right in the baking dish. I'm going to do everything in here. I'm going to save as many dishes as I can, although to be honest with you, there are going to be still quite a few dishes at the end of this 1 hour that are going to need to be done. Then I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla, a teaspoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and 3 tablespoons of ground flax. You can use chia seeds instead if you don't want to use ground flax. Some nice fiber, and it also binds together the oatmeal bake. Now, to make it high protein, 3 to 4 scoops of vanilla protein powder. Like I said, I also like to have smoothies throughout the week, and you can prep those as well. You can make little smoothie packs and throw them in the freezer. I will link the recipe for that also if that is something you want. And then I'm going to add in 1/3 cup of natural peanut butter. Almond butter would work as well too, or cashew butter, whatever you have in the house, and 2 cups of soy milk. The reason I like soy milk is because it has extra protein. So we're going to get 8 grams of protein per serving. So yeah, such an easy way to add just some extra protein into whatever you're making. This works for your smoothies and your chia pudding and everything like that as well. Such an easy, simple hack. Now I'm going to whisk it together really well because it is absolutely disgusting if you get a chunk of protein powder. I know from experience. So whisk it really well. If you're liking this video so far, make sure to subscribe. Please let me know if you want more videos like this of a full week of meal prep, 4 days, whatever you want to call it, in under 1 hour, or if there are any other meal preps you'd like to see. So please let me know. Okay, back to this. We've got 2 cups of rolled or quick oats. We're going to add those directly into that. That is a 6x9 baking dish. So I'm going to give that a really good stir. And the oven preheated basically in the perfect amount of time as I was making this. I'm eating some chocolate chips. Sorry guys, this is just me meal prepping and I'm always snacking on the ingredients. I don't know about you guys. So I've got 1/2 cup of dark chocolate chips. I'm going to stir those in. If you're worried about them being vegan, just check the package, but most dark chocolate is. I like to sprinkle a few on top just to make it look nice, but you don't have to. You can just stir it in, throw it in the oven. So I'm just going to arrange those all on there perfectly like that. I'm going to throw it in the oven at 350 for 35 to 40 minutes. Usually it's done around 38 minutes. I know that's random, but yeah. Okay, now on to the next. We're going to get 3 packs of tempeh, which is basically just fermented soy. So it's really good for your gut as well, and it's full of protein and fiber, just all around amazing. This is going to make enough for 8 meals, so if you want to make 4, just divide this in half. So for example, it'd be 1.5 bricks of tempeh. Now we are just going to grate it really quickly because that's going to make a nice crumbled meat substitute texture. So there was a little bit left at the end. I just crumbled that up with my hands. I mean, if you don't have a grater, you don't want to use a grater, you can technically just crumble it up. But I find grating just gives it a really nice texture. So I'm going to finish that up with the rest of my tempeh, just grating it all up quick. Watch your fingers. Don't rush too fast. And then we're going to get a pan on medium heat with 1 to 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And sorry, my dog is next to me fluffing. And then we're going to go ahead and add in the tempeh. This is on medium heat. So I'm going to add that tempeh right into that pan there. You can use skillet, cast iron skillet, whatever you want. I'm using a big wok just because it was a lot of tempeh and I needed more space. And then next I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. This gives it a nice umami flavor and it adds nice color as well. Then 3 tablespoons of taco seasoning and 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. I used dark soy sauce because it just tastes so good and it adds a really nice color to the dish as well. We're going to cook that for about 3 to 4 minutes. Now, some people complain about the fermenty flavor of tempeh, so steaming it is actually going to help to reduce that flavor. For me, I don't mind it. I actually kind of like it. If that sounds weird, I don't know. But I like steaming it as well because it just gives a little milder flavor. So we're going to add in half a cup of water, which also adds moisture back into this because honestly, I do find that tempeh can be a bit dry. And since we want it that kind of like juicy, meaty texture, if you will, I would definitely add the water. So I'm going to throw the lid on. I'm going to let that steam for a few minutes. While that is steaming, I'm going to go ahead and cut up half a red onion, a large red onion. I'm going to finely dice that up, and then I'm going to grab about 6 cups of romaine. So don't forget, this is making 8 portions. So cut this in half if you're just making 4 portions. Now I'm just going to chop that up however you like for the romaine. You could tear it up. I find it's better when it's chopped, but yeah, watch your fingers, be careful, don't rush too much, and chop that up and set aside. And this is going to be for our taco salad jars. Now 1 pint of cherry tomatoes, I'm going to cut those into quarters. So cut them into 4 pieces. You can cut them up however you like. I just like to get a little bite of tomato with each bite. Okay, back to the tempeh. It's been a few minutes. It is looking really juicy and really delicious. Just going to give that a really nice stir and just make sure it's the consistency that you want. So you can actually make this with crumbled up tofu as well, but the tempeh is just really nice in here. Okay, now we're going to make this super delicious chipotle tahini creamy dressing. It's so good. 2/3 cup of tahini we're going to start with. This is for our taco salad jars. 1/4 cup of lime juice. If you have fresh, great. I didn't have it, so I just used the bottled. 2 tablespoons of maple syrup is going to add a little bit of sweetness. 1 clove of minced garlic. Didn't have it, so I threw in a little bit of garlic powder instead, and then 2 teaspoons of chili powder. This gives it such a nice flavor, but the best thing is going to be the chipotle. Of course, we're going to add salt and pepper to taste because everything needs salt and pepper in my opinion. So just put however much you like in there. And the star of the show is going to be chipotle peppers in adobo. So you can buy them in the can. They're already softened, they're already hydrated, and they come in this delicious adobo sauce, which honestly makes it. So just if you are sensitive to spice, be careful, right? Because it could be a little spicy for you. I don't know. I don't want to make a recommendation and it be the wrong thing. So test it and see where you're at. Now we're going to blend it. There's me realizing my blender wasn't even plugged in while I was trying to blend it. So now we're on, and add water to thin it out to get it to that perfect consistency. So you can add water 1 tablespoon at a time until you get it to the consistency that you want. So this is what I was looking for. Thick and creamy, but still runs off the spoon, because it can be thicker than that, which you can make if you're making that as a dipping sauce or whatever. Honestly, it's such a good sauce. It's not just for this. You can use it for, you know, any kind of taco style Mexican Tex-Mex situation. So next, we're going to get half a bunch of flat leaf parsley and we're going to chop that up. Then we've got half a lemon. We're going to cut that up as well. This is going to be for our 1 pot Moroccan couscous, which is so good and so easy to make. So we've got 1 cup of instant whole wheat couscous. Make sure it's instant because that's how we can make this super fast. Half a teaspoon of cumin. We're going to add in half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and we're going to add in a full teaspoon of turmeric. Turmeric is super good for you. It's anti-inflammatory. It's got all these health benefits. So definitely add in the turmeric. Plus it makes everything such a beautiful yellow color, which I'm obsessed with. Now we need black pepper to activate the benefits of the turmeric. They go together like besties. So make sure you don't skip the black pepper in this one because that's what's going to activate the turmeric and increase absorption. Now, 1 cup of vegetable broth. We're going to add that in and we're going to give that a nice little stir. We're just going to bring that to a boil. I mean, this is instant, so you don't even have to boil it. Just bring it to a boil and then turn off the heat and let that fluff. It's honestly so easy. I love this instant whole wheat couscous. It also contains protein, which I love. We're going to bring that to a boil, remove from heat, and cover. So keep a close eye on that. I know there are a lot of moving parts. I know there's a lot going on, but yeah, keep an eye. So we turned off the heat. We gave that a stir. We're going to be blooming the spices just by doing that, and we're going to let that sit for 5 minutes. Just make sure nothing's sticking, nothing's burning, and we're going to let that sit for 5 minutes just to fluff. And we're going to add a few more things to it to make it taste so delicious. So leave that for 5, move it off the heat, and we're back to our salad jars. So now for me, I mean, it depends on how much water you put, exactly how much dressing you're going to make, but it was about 2 tablespoons per jar that I ended up putting in each, maybe 2.5, 3, I don't know. So just divide that up evenly throughout all the mason jars. Now yum, I'm tasting the dressing. Sorry guys, I just had to. Now I've got 2 cans of black-eyed peas. So we're going to add that directly in if you don't have black-eyed peas. Black beans are actually perfect in this as well. I actually had those just on hand, so I wanted to use them up. But black beans are super delicious in this as well. Also adds a bunch of fiber and health benefits. I mean, beans are a longevity food, so why wouldn't we add them? And of course, my girly is gonna get some beans. She loves to get a little snack. She loves to have a bean anytime I open up a can or even cook some beans. She is right there waiting. Now we've got 2 small cans of whole kernel corn, and we're gonna rinse those and drain them from the can and add those directly in as well. Just divide up as evenly as you can between all of these salad jars. Now I needed this funnel, I guess it is, to put in all of my tempeh taco meat. That smells so good. And now I've got a can of chickpeas. I'm going to throw that directly into the couscous. So sorry, I know that you can really see it too well here. Now I'm going to add in the chopped up onion. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons per jar. I had a little bit left over, and I'm going to throw that directly into my 1 pot couscous because that's going to taste so good in there as well. I'm going to give that a stir, throw the lid back on, and now the chickpeas and onion are just kind of low-key cooking in there for a minute because it's a Dutch oven. Now I'm going to divide up my cherry tomatoes between all of the jars, and then I'm going to top them with romaine lettuce. Really, I like to stuff it in there, and you're probably thinking 4 days later, like, are these going to be super soggy and nasty? But they don't. The way that you layer them, they are actually still so good 4 days later. I loved this meal prep. My husband said it was his favorite that I've made in a while, so you know it's good. You know it's good. All right, so see, we've got the chickpeas in there. We've got the red onion in there. We're giving that a stir. Look, it's nice and fluffy and perfect. We're going to add a few more ingredients. So a 1/3 cup of raisins. I used craisins because that's what I had. Chopped dates would work as well. Then a 1/3 cup of slivered almonds. If you don't have those, chopped walnuts would work. When you're meal prepping, feel free to make substitutions. There goes in my flat leaf parsley from earlier. Yeah, use what you have, make substitutions. I mean, don't make it too hard on yourself by trying to get all these different ingredients. If there are certain things that you have in the house and you think it will work, you can even ask in the comments and I'll let you know if it would or wouldn't taste good in there. Substitutions are really so helpful to help save on your grocery bill too, because you're just using what you have in the house. So yeah, if you have found that helpful, let me know. Now, we've got that lemon. We're going to squeeze that right into the top here, or we're going to sprinkle it all over the top. Fresh lemon juice, yum, so bright and zesty. Now, this is a dry dish, so if you're not really into like a dry dish and you want it to be super saucy, you can add a tahini dressing on top. You can add tamarind on top, which I've done a tamarind sauce. It's so good on here. So look at everything that we made in under 1 hour, if you can believe it. Yes, I still got to do the dishes, but look at that beautiful oatmeal bake. Yum, so good for the whole week. That will last you 5 days for sure for one person. And we have these beautiful taco salad jars, which are high in protein. They are high in fiber. I mean, what a healthy week, you know, healthy start to the week. And I really, really hope that you guys loved this video. Please let me know in the comments any questions you have, any requests that you have. Look at these taco salad jars. Now, of course, I have to show you what it looks like when we dump it into a bowl. So just turn it upside down, dump it into a bowl. The dressing didn't really come out right away. I had to kind of scrape at it a little bit with a spatula. So if you're taking that into work, I don't know, something to keep in mind. I don't know if you want to pack a spatula to bring into work or just kind of dig it out with a spoon, because it was kind of complicated to dig out with a spoon, so I just used a spatula. So just noteworthy, you know, something you may want to pack if you don't have one at work. Just going to make it a little bit easier. And look at that. Look how good that salad bowl is with that chipotle dressing. I am telling you, I'm going to start putting this chipotle on everything. Thank you so much for watching. Hit like and subscribe.